What's up, everybody? So it seems that Super Tuesday is pretty much in the books here now at 1:41 a.m. in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. And I thought we would take a look at the results. And right off the bat, we have Joe Biden winning Alabama, Joe Biden winning Arkansas, well, Bernie Sanders winning California. Well, 39% reporting. Let's see here. Yeah, he's going to get a lot of delegates. California has the most amount of delegates out of all these. And I believe the way it works is you have to have at least 15%. Oh, wow. Elizabeth Warren has 12%. She's getting one. I don't know if they're going to divvy this up later, exactly how this works, but I believe if you have 15% of the vote, then they divide them amongst accordingly. You have Bernie Sanders winning Colorado. That's not a surprise right there, just like California. 66 delegates in Colorado. That's a little eye-opening, considering that the Denver airport allegedly has an Illuminati headquarters underneath it. So 66 delegates. All right. Maine here. I guess Maine is a little too close to call. Wow, neck and neck. Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders each got 8. Massachusetts, Biden won Massachusetts. That is a little surprising, actually. Biden won Minnesota, is also a little surprising. Biden won North Carolina. It's not surprising. Oklahoma, Tennessee. See, the Southern Democrats really loved Barack Obama. So none of this is surprising to me. That's why I actually wasn't really that surprised that he won South Carolina. I really don't see them voting Bernie. I mean, they will if he gets the nod, but for the most part, I'm not surprised they're going Joe Biden. I am surprised Massachusetts and Minnesota went Biden, though, instead of Bernie. Texas, well, Texas, too close to call, 49-49. All right. Joe Biden, slight lead. Utah, we got Bernie Sanders winning Utah, wins Vermont. Not a surprise there, obviously. That's his state. And Virginia goes to Joe Biden. I mean, I don't know. That's pretty close. I'd say looks like Biden won. Obviously he won the most amount of states, but Bernie Sanders winning California is what makes this close. I'm not sure it would have been this close if they didn't. Clearly, the signal went out that it was time to get behind Joe Biden. So they must have had a meeting and figured out that this is it, Joe Biden or bust. Because you saw it happen all at once. People start tweeting their support right at the same time. March 2nd, John O'Brien. Joe Biden is one of the most honest. I mean, he's really not that honest. Decent, practical, and experienced individuals with whom I've ever worked. If nominated and elected, he is capable of unifying our country and restoring America's standing around the... What a joke, man. Joe Biden? We're talking about the same person here? Here you go. Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner had 2 posts about Joe Biden on March 1st. Been watching Joe Biden on the Sunday shows. I see a president. Give me a break, man. They're told to write this stuff. Rob Reiner, that dude's the worst. If Bloomberg truly wants Trump out of the White House, he must throw his weight and his money behind Joe Biden. Yeah, well, that's what everyone did, obviously. And Bloomberg is clearly the money man for the Democrats. He even admitted it the other day. He slipped because he's a terrible debater. You see, he has those pre-planned out jokes. The best was he was like, well, I'm, surprised you guys showed up again because, I beat you so bad last debate. Like, dude, he couldn't even get it out. It was so, oh my God. It's kind of sad to watch. But here he is, joined that debate with a little Freudian slip.
21 of those were people that I spent $100 million to help elect. All of the new Democrats that came in, put Nancy Pelosi in charge, and gave the Congress the ability to control this president. I got that. Number 2.
I bought that. See that? I bought that. He's the reason that the Democrats took back the House in 2018. This guy took the primaries by putting $100 million into. I mean, the congressional races don't typically have that much funding, I would assume. But when you have a guy hell-bent, this is the guy, this slime ball. And I think he clearly saw the field of candidates and was like, oh my God, because he's been spending all this money. At first, he wasn't in the debates. I think he was just spending the money because he is the Democrats' money man. Hillary well dried up once she lost. And here we go. The new backer has revealed himself. And I think he saw this field of candidates and said, oh, screw this. I'm paying all this money. I'm going for it right now. And, he's not a nobody. He's the mayor of New York. But beforehand, when he wasn't in the debates, all his commercials, they weren't endorsing Mike Bloomberg. They were all just attacks on Donald Trump. And they're everywhere. Everywhere you look is a freaking anti-Trump ad. So this guy, they are pulling out all the stops. I mean, he spent $500 million already. I don't care how much money you have. $500 million hurts.
21 of those were people that I spent $100 million to help elect. All of the new Democrats that came in and put
21.
Nancy Pelosi in charge and gave the Congress the ability
But he's
to
the
control
reason we
this
got the whole
president.
the impeachment and everything. All that was able to go down. All this whole circus was because we have a Democratic-controlled Congress. Because of Mike Bloomberg.
I got that. Number two.
But yeah, okay. But the message definitely went out that they are 100% behind Biden so he can get the nominee. And here's Pete Buttigieg the morning he dropped out.
How should we judge success for you on Tuesday? Your campaign hasn't pointed to a state you're going to win. You've talked about it being a delegate strategy, and that is what it's about. It's about getting delegates. But tell me where you're going to get these delegates.
Well, we believe that there are places from coast to coast in districts across different states where our message is resonating particularly well. We'll be looking at the math as we continue to push and make the most of the resources that we have. And I think what matters most right now is calling Americans to that vision of what it could be like in this country if we could turn the page on the toxic and divided character of our politics right now.
You guys are the ones dividing it. Does that sound like someone's getting ready to drop out of the race? I mean, this guy's talking about his campaign and getting ready for Super Tuesday, and then later that day, he just drops out suddenly, and then Amy Klobuchar drops out suddenly the very same day. So they got the message. Someone sat them down and said, yo, you're out. You're out of the race. You're splitting votes from Biden right now. This is our guy. Get on board or get out. Comey also endorsed Biden. They told him no thanks. That's freaking great. But this is the guy. This is the guy they're getting behind. Joe Biden. Because and Barack Obama hasn't endorsed anyone yet. Because you know what? They have to wait to see what plays out. Because he is the biggest endorsement, of course. But this is who the Democrats want to put up against Donald Trump.
Biden, you produced an incredible night for me. We had a great Super Tuesday. Now is the time to focus on beating Donald Trump. And we can do that. So if you can chip in 5, 10, 20, 50 bucks, whatever you can do, we are going to win this thing, and then we're going to change the occupant of the White House.
That's perfect. See how he says, we're going to change. He pauses for a second. You think, oh, we're going to change the world. We're going to change this. Or we're going to change the state of Washington. No, we're going to change the occupant of the White House. They have no policies. They are running on literally nothing. That should tell everyone anything they need to know. All they are running on is the panic of getting Donald Trump out of the White House. They don't want to change anything. They're scared right now because someone's in there who actually is changing things. Their whole little racket that they got here, a little control system, infiltrated version of government is right now being usurped. And change the occupant of the White House. Yeah, they have no desire to change anything or do anything. This guy's been a politician for freaking ever. Look at him. He's a bumbling fool out there right now. Change. The way he's going, it's the only thing change you're going to need is someone to change his freaking diapers when he's in there. This guy's going to be president? Are you kidding me? Look, here he is.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. What's up?
It's a good night. It's a good night. And it seems to be getting even better.
California.
They don't call Super Tuesday for
all right,
nothing.
so I guess all together he is winning.
By the way, this is my little sister, Valerie, and I'm Jill's husband. Oh, no, oh, you switched on me. This is my wife. This is my sister. They switched on me.
The guy just look to the side for half a second. This guy is just flying by the seat of his pants. And look, well, here's the dangerous part: is that these psychos. The people thought, oh, well, Beto's out now. No, man.
I'm going to guarantee you this is not last year's seeing of this guy. You're going to take care of the gun problem with me. You're going to be the one that leads this effort. I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you. We need you badly. The state needs you. The country needs you. You're the best. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So they do. If you vote for this person as a candidate, they're going to try everything they can to disarm the public, which goes against everything America stands for. This guy. You're going to make this guy freaking
We hold
president.
these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
The thing. He's calling God. He's just calling God the thing. I mean, this is a disaster. Please, for the love of God, do not put this guy in the White House. Now, here's a great one. The singer in the band in blackface, which, the people who are going to vote for him would all pretend they hate blackface.
Because you're all going to stand up. We're going to have some important people coming out in a minute. But there's one more band member that I want you to meet. Ladies and gentlemen, our vocalist tonight, Michael Jackson. Michael, would you please stand? Thank you. Thank you very much.
This guy. This is who the Democrats are getting behind.
Vice President Biden, I want to start with you. Why should anyone have faith that you're the one who can get this done now?
Because I'm the only one that ever got it done nationally. I beat the NRA twice. I got assault weapons banned. I got magazines that could not hold more than 10 rounds in them. I got them eliminated, except we had a thing called an election with hanging chads in Florida, and it was not reauthorized. In addition to that, I passed the Brady bill with waiting periods. I led that fight. But my friend to my right and others have, in fact, also given to the gun manufacturers absolute immunity. Imagine if I stood here and said we give immunity to drug companies, we give immunity to tobacco companies. That has caused carnage on our streets.
You do give immunity to drug companies. It was the Obama administration that signed the Monsanto Act.
150 million people have been killed since 2007 when Bernie voted.
There's about 340 million people in this country. This guy can't even hear himself to at least correct yourself, man. Half the country died from gun violence.
To exempt the gun manufacturers from liability. 150 million people.
Hey, here we go. Tweedledee and Tweedledum, the two presidential candidates. Oh, here's another gem.
You're the ones that sent Barack Obama the presidency. And I have a simple proposition here. I'm here to ask you for your help. Where I come from, you don't get far unless you ask. My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. Look me over. If you like what you see, help out. If not, vote for the other guy. Give me a look, though, okay?
This dude's on autopilot, man. And I love, he always refers to himself in the third person. It's bad enough that he just said, hi, I'm Joe Biden. I'm running for the United States Senate. You guys don't even know where he is half the time. And he said, oh, look me over. If you like me, if you don't like me, vote for the other Biden. What other Biden? Please, Lord, please give this guy the nod against Donald Trump. Oh, man. Now, I wonder now if old Slopopotamus over here, I mean, this is disgusting, is going to drop out. I mean, obviously, why is he in the first place? Well, obviously we know. He's the money man and got pissed off and was like, all right, now I got to run. But this guy is the absolute worst. I mean, look at this.
Use the library.
What a
totally free. Here we have jelly. Down here we got snapping turtles.
Up there we got big bed bugs.
Ew, why
Down
did
here
you
the
mention
whales
bed
making
bug?
trouble.
Up there A-Rod's taking drugs.
Poor A-Rod. Everyone rips on A-Rod all the time.
The cops on the beat, they care.
It's true, firefighters, teachers. We got heroes everywhere.
Good life is
This dude is wood. He is like the least personable human being on the planet. Like, I think he might be a robot. He might be an android, and not like the cool android like Van Damme. Or was that Android? Nah, it wasn't called Android. What was the name of that movie? Anyway, this guy is terrible. I mean, man. Here you go. Here he is, shaking a dog's. I mean, it might be worth it for the memes, for just to see him run. It would be nice. Honestly, it would be nice to see POTUS obliterate any one of these. Ugh. Now, this isn't really that funny. This is pretty concerning right here.
You know, if you show up with prostate cancer and you're 95 years old, we should say, go and enjoy, have a nice meal, lead a long life. There's no cure, and you can't do anything.
So basically, this guy's saying, yeah, if you're old, you're screwed. So, yeah, you should really get behind him. Now, one thing I will say for Michael Bloomberg is he's terrible. He would be the absolute worst option out of all of these candidates, and that's saying a lot because they're pretty horrendous. Mike Bloomberg is a dictator. You know, for everyone, if you're a leftist watching this right now and you're saying, oh my God, we're going to get Trump out because he's a dictator, which I wholeheartedly disagree. But for my God, this guy is on paper as a dictator. When I started working in the city in 2002, at the Lincoln Tunnel, where Manhattan, for people who don't know, there's tunnels. You can only get there by going across the water. You can either go over the George Washington Bridge, the Lincoln Tunnel, the Holland Tunnel, at least from Jersey. And there's tolls. So if you work in Manhattan, which most people in New Jersey work in Manhattan, you have to pay the toll every single day. When I first started working in 2002, he became mayor in January 1st of 2002. And I first started working in 2002 there. The toll on the tunnel was $6. $6 a day. You know, not great. But by the time he left office, it was almost like $15, $18. I forget. By that time, I had Easy Pass. But this guy raised the toll to almost $20 a day just to go to work. And that's not taking account to everything else. I mean, if you work in Manhattan, you're already spending a fortune. It costs, $15 to $20 just to park every day. Gas is costing you $10, $15 a day. Depending on where you're coming in Jersey, between the Turnpike and the Garden State Parkway, you're spending almost $10, $20 a day each way. And now, on top of that, the tunnels are like $18, I believe. $18. By the time he left, I believe it was $15. So he took it from $6 to $15. He put taxes on everything. The guy freaking taxed soda. This guy wants to control what kind of freaking soda you drink. That is what a psychotic dictator. I mean, he priced everyone out of Manhattan. He raised everything. I mean, the bridges and tunnels is the absolute worst. And then, when his second term was up, he signed the bill to make a third term legal and then went for 4 more years. So this guy, you want to talk about a dictator, this guy literally changed the rules just so he could be mayor for 12 years instead of 8 years. All right? So please do not put this guy in the White House. That would be an absolute disaster. He's a horrible person and a raging narcissist. But it won't be him running. He's going to be just the money man now. Or maybe he'll stay in the race a little bit, but obviously he's not getting any votes, so he's not going to get the nod, no matter how much money you put in. It's either going to be Biden or it's going to be Sanders. This guy.
I believe we have very serious immigration problems in this country. I think, as you've heard today, sanctions against employers who hire illegal immigrants is virtually non-existent. Our border is very porous, and I think we need a path to citizenship, which I think this bill addresses in a significant way. My main concern about this bill is what it will do in terms of driving wages down, not only for low-wage workers, but for professional, skilled workers as well. And I think at a time when the middle class is shrinking, the last thing we need is to bring over a period of years millions of people into this country who are prepared to lower wages for American workers. I think it's a bad idea.
What? Oh my God. Well, that's the exact reason everyone tried to drum up that Trump was racist. Oh, he's racist. And then people show a million clips like, he's clearly not racist. They're like, no, yeah, but he doesn't like illegal immigration. So, yeah, therefore he is racist. That's the one thing they're all holding on to. And Bernie Sanders, he touts that all the time. We can't let this racist go on. Racism, racism, racism. It's one of his biggest rallying cries, racism. And the only reason they call him racist is the exact thing that you yourself has said in the past, and it is true. It does drive wages down. Anyone who is actually trying to help the poor or even the middle class in this country, I mean, this is a calamity for those type of people. And this is proof that he knows that, yet he lies to his constituents and won't say that, and then pushes the same. I love how he says, like, oh, I'm for a revolution. Well, you're pushing the same tired crap that everyone's pushing on Trump that's been debunked 100,000 times, 15 ways to Sunday. And here you are saying the same things that caused that fake narrative. This guy is a complete fraud. There's no way around it. However, he is drawing crowds.
We know this ain't Burger King. We know we can't always have it our way. But we want and we demand elected officials who are going to fight like hell for us.
Well, if you want an elected official that's going to fight like hell for you, you got one in the White House. And he's willing to help. He's dying to help. Just approach him, ask him things, and don't be a jerk about it. But this is a lot of people. Now, of course, he's also, it's not just Bernie. He's also there with Public Enemy, so one of the biggest rap bands of all time. Obviously, that helps. They always say, oh, look at these huge crowds. But, he's always got like a huge band opening up for him. That's why, too, I scoff a little at the fact when Bernie's like, oh, yeah, they're trying to push me out and screw me. Oh, yeah, are they, with all of the music industry and Hollywood shilling for you all the time and everyone talking about you, and everywhere I turn, got a small favor to ask you. You got your freaking commercial every second of every freaking day, everywhere I go between you and Mike Bloomberg. You wouldn't even know Joe Biden's running. So, I don't know. I'm a little skeptical on the Bernie's getting hosed, too. It's like, you go on Facebook. All the best groups on Facebook are gone. Every one of them is gone. But Bernie Sanders' dank meme stash is still up with 500,000 people in it. But yeah, they're pushing Bernie out. But nevertheless, they came out for Public Enemy, and they come out to the other ones for whatever band's there. But that's a lot of people. And that's why, honestly, this can't just be like we have to go out and vote. We have to make a statement. This has to be the biggest showing of all time. This is the most important election ever. Bernie Sanders has been in Congress for 30 years. 30 years. He was a mayor for 8 years before that. This guy is the establishment. As established as you can get. Hasn't done nothing for 30 years. He's just part of the same problem. Joe Biden's been in there for 40, 50 years. Elizabeth Warren's been in there forever. They've all been in there forever. They don't do nothing. Joe Biden was the freaking vice president. Oh, but now you're going to fix things? Give me a break. But one thing that I thought was great with this is Public Enemy is Flavor Flav was like, dude, no way. I'm not doing this. Because apparently it's just Chuck D who's like a big Bernie fan. And Flavor Flav was told, dude, I wasn't a part of this, and they fired him. And he said, you kidding me, over Bernie Sanders? Like, honestly, how could you? I agree 100%. Because I'm not your employee, I'm your partner. You can't fire me. There's no Public Enemy without Flavor Flav. He's right. He's freaking right, man. I always got a kick out of Flavor Flav. Yeah, so that's the state of the Democrats. And then you have this one who's still in the race. I don't know. Maybe she'll drop out after this. But I don't think so. This was wacky, and she's a pathological liar and clearly another narcissist.
Every time somebody tells you a woman can't beat Donald Trump, well, I don't know about a woman, but I'll tell you Elizabeth Warren can beat Donald Trump.
Who's ever said that? Has anyone ever said that?
And if anyone doubts whether or not I can fight him on a debate stage, I think we have the video from Wednesday.
What video? What is she even talking about?
I'm ready for that man. By the way, come on, you all live in Las Vegas. This is the place you can put down the betting line. I'm just offering you this. I think there's a 50-50 chance that Donald Trump looks at debating me and doesn't even show up.
What planet is she on? He ain't debate you? What universe? Donald Trump. If she ever got the nomination, Donald Trump would run full speed to that debate. He'd be like, they'd be pulling up alongside him in the limo and be like, sir, you should really get in. Like, no, there's no time. I gotta get to that debate. The debate, you would just see like a tornado hit it. He'd run in so fast. We're like, all right, I'm ready. Sir, the debate doesn't start for 5 more hours. All right, I'll start my prep work. He would freaking, this dude, he would turn into the road runner if he thought he had a chance to debate you. He ain't that brave. Look at her. She's like a frazzled mess. I would pay, even if she doesn't get the nod, I would start a GoFundMe just to get them to debate one time. Like, you know, when like sports teams, they'll do a scrimmage game. Like, you know, like it doesn't count in the regular season. Like soccer does that a lot. But yeah, so Super Tuesday. Looks like Biden won. See, 225. Yeah, everything's still pretty much the same. California. Yeah, see, I don't know. It might be closer than they think when this is all said and done. But seems like for the most part, Joe Biden won Super Tuesday. And we'll just have to wait and see how things play out. Where we go one, we go all.